Hello and welcome to Spotlight. We've got a jam-packed show for you today. We'll be speaking with film and media production students Georgia and Catherine about their music video as part of their final major project. We'll also be having a chat with Macy, who's here to talk to us about the inspirations behind her music, as well as what she's been writing recently. Not only that, but she's also here to perform at the end of the show. With so much to look forward to, let's crack on and introduce our first guest. Joining us live is Matthew to give us the lowdown on the British Academy Television Awards 2021.
Hi Lauren, hope you're doing okay. Well, today, a very exciting day because the BAFTA nominations for this year have just came out and I'm really excited. It's quite an interesting and exciting lineup.
From the nominated actor and actresses, who was your winner?
For Best Actor, Josh O'Connor for Netflix for Best Actor is one of them. Also, Daisy May Cooper leads the way for her comedy performance in This Country. Also, Jodie Comer for her chilling performance in Killing Eve. And I May Destroy You, Michaela Cole, which is not only nominated for Best Actress, but also Best Writer and Best Director, also the Best Show.
We all need entertainment this past year, so this award deserves a lot of credit. But who is your top for the Entertainment Show Award?
Entertainment has been a very important factor while we've been in lockdown to keep us all entertained, and it's a tough lineup this year with the likes of The Masked Singer, Strictly Come Dancing and Anton Deck's Saturday Night Takeaway.
Who do you think is leading the nominations overall?
So some of the shows leading the way include Small Axe, which received 15 nominations, The Crown getting 10, I May Destroy You, as I said, getting 8, and Sex Education, which raises a lot of issues for teenagers, getting 6 nominations. And
then there is the Must See Moment Award. Are the nominations deserved? Anyone missed out? Who deserves to win?
Arguably, the biggest and most important award of all is the must-see moment of the year. Some of this includes Diversity's performance in Britain's Got Talent, which sparked 27,000 complaints for its coverage of stuff that's happened last year. But ITV stood by it and are proud that they put it on our screens, and for that it gets a nomination. Chantel being killed in EastEnders, the coercive control storyline, also gets a nod. And Gogglebox as well, reaction to Boris Johnson's speech. Everybody loved that. And in Bridgerton, Lady Whistledown being revealed was also a must-see moment.
Welcome to the show, Georgia and Catherine.
Thanks for having us.
So, like many students here at college, at the minute your final major project is coming to an end. So how has the process been for you both over the last couple of weeks?
Stressful.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. And how have you found working together on the project?
Yeah, really good actually.
Yeah.
Because we both like the complete opposite ends of film production. So Catherine likes to actually film it. I would much rather be sat behind a computer editing it.
Dream team then.
Yeah.
So starting with you, Catherine, after college, do you have a plan of what you'd like to do next?
I'm hopefully going to be taking a gap year to just sort of work and then hopefully go to uni in London to do everything in film.
Wow, okay, sounds exciting. And what about you, Georgia?
Yeah, I'm also going to be taking a gap year, basically just working full time, and then go to a university in Salford to do specifically editing and post-production.
Brilliant. So obviously the pandemic and the lockdowns have affected us in many different ways, but how would you say it's interrupted your college experience over the last year?
For me, it hasn't affected it at all.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, thankfully do a lot of stuff from home within film. So yeah, for me it hasn't really affected it. But
For me, it's made it so much more stressful because obviously I can't go and film stuff because it's not allowed, and then learning how to do stuff is so much more difficult because you're trying to do it all online and it's just stressful.
I can imagine, yeah. So now let's take a look at a short clip of your project as a taster of what's to come.
No, the angels of heaven won't hear us, shall know.
Thank you both for coming along to chat about your music video.
thank you.
Now, before she performs at the end of the show today, let's introduce our final guest. Welcome to the show, Macy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So could you tell us a little bit about how you got into music and how old you were when you started singing?
Well, from a young age, I'd say about 18 months old, I remember my mum always telling me that there was just always music around the house. They'd always be playing different CDs, different genres and everything, and I'd always be watching MTV rather than like kids shows and stuff. I was just always like surrounded by music, and it was just my favourite thing. Like I'd always be like humming a little tune or singing a song or dancing. I was just always brought up around it and just kind of gravitated towards it like at a young age.
That's lovely. And as the world is adjusting to life now outside of the pandemic, how has writing and performing affected you in the past year or so?
It hasn't necessarily affected me in a negative way, but I remember in the first lockdown I did feel a bit stuck with writing because I write a lot of my own songs. It was just a lack of inspiration and just feeling a little bit stuck, but I found that once everything kind of slowly started getting back, I've gained a lot more inspiration. It's so much easier to write now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I hear you've been writing recently. So could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so I'm doing my FMP for my music course, and currently in the midst of writing 2 songs that I'm going to be performing next Wednesday, which one of them I think I'm going to release, as well as my song Feel that I did for the Live Lounge. So hopefully put them on Spotify and SoundCloud. But other than that, I'm always writing little bits here and there. So yeah, there's always something to work on.
And are there any plans for an album?
Not at the moment, but it's definitely something I would want to achieve in the future, 100%.
Lovely. So you mentioned about Spotify and SoundCloud. Is that where we can hear more from you in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a rough recording of a song called I Won't Stay that I wrote. It's a little acoustic song. I got that on SoundCloud few months ago, just to get something out there. But yeah, definitely within the next few months or so, Spotify will be where it's at.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
While Macy goes off to perform, let's thank today's amazing guests, Matthew, Georgia and Catherine. Be sure to check out the channel for more shows and exclusives coming soon. Here to play us out with an original is Macy with Feel.
Circles, trying to fight your every move. Across the lightning that you threw my way, darling. The feeling's mutual, but I can't lie, it gets tough. Trying to figure out where I went wrong for you, baby. 'Cause I'm right across the street. Will you come over and see me? Yeah. Oh, I've been up all night, got this notion I can't hide. I won't be long. Just keep holding on. Do as you please, but don't let go of me. I'm going out of my mind, feeling it all, the love and above, but no, I can't hide. I've been too sure for too long now. This time I feel frozen, falling in slow motion. Yeah, feelings locked up, baby. What do you know? Red light all around, but all I see is gold. Chasing the fear of what could be haunting me. Oh, 'cause I'm right across the street. Will you come over and see me? Yeah. Oh, I've been up all night, got this notion I can't hide. I won't be long. Just keep holding on. Do as you please, but don't let go of me. Ooh, oh, mm-hmm.